Welcome to another episode of Just Cuz, the podcast where two cousins talk about things they love.
Just cuz. And today we are going to go through some of our most highly anticipated movies and TV shows that are coming out in 2024.
Cannot wait for this new year, 2024, the year of everything good happening, right?
I was going to say the year we all die, maybe.
Oh.
But, you know.
Well, you know what? Happy
one or the
medium.
other.
Right in between of them. No, it's one or the other. It has to be one. It's what this podcast is all about. But before we get into...
yeah, that's what this podcast is all about. Binaries.
It's about ultimate decisions. We learned what Sophie's choice is, and now we're just making it every episode.
We'll never live that one down.
Anyway, before we get into our specific anticipated movies and recommendations, I do want to say that I was pretty, I don't know if let down is the right word, because I just wasn't looking forward to this year in movies, just because the writers' strike and we're at the tail end of, the effects of COVID in Hollywood. But it's just, I wasn't sure what to look forward to, but then as soon as I started to do a little bit of research, I found out there's a whole lot of movies coming out. So Sasha, what is a recommendation or the first anticipated movie that you got?
Yeah, definitely not a recommendation, because I have not seen any of these yet. But
they can't quite be recommendations yet, but just look forward to them.
But the first one that I'm going to say is probably the most obvious one that I'm going to steal from you, because I know it's definitely on your list. It's Deadpool 3, guys.
Yep. I was going to wait for my most anticipated movies of the year, like top 5 or whatever, and that's my top one.
Yeah, fuck that. We're starting with it.
Yeah. We're starting
it's all downhill from here.
The hopefully best movie of 2024. I really hope that it's good. I don't know what I would do with myself if it wasn't good, but I have a lot of expectations for Deadpool 3.
I don't know. I kind of hope it's not the best movie of I want it to be good, obviously.
Yeah.
But I want to be surprised by something. Like this year I was surprised, or last year, I guess. Damn. I was surprised by a bunch of great movies and that I never expected to like. And I want to be surprised. Like, I know I'm going to like it. I know I'm going to like Deadpool 3.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm very anticipated for it. I don't know. I'm anticipating it.
We're waiting for it.
Yeah.
I think it's going to come out later in 2024, but I cannot wait. Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm. All right. What's one for you?
I have almost too many on my list, but I'll just get right into Mickey 7, which is Bong Joon-ho's next film. He did Parasite and The Host and a bunch of others. It is a novel that I definitely want to read before the movie comes out. It reminds me a lot of Moon with Sam Rockwell, if you've seen that. It's starring Robert Pattinson. Cannot wait for Mickey 7. I have no clue what it's about other than maybe a clone worker on an alien planet or just some other planet. Maybe that's not at all what it's about. Honestly, the fact that I know nothing kind of excites me.
Yeah, well, I definitely know nothing about anything. But nothing about that either. That does sound interesting. I'm going to go ahead and say the next thing that I am looking forward to, that's going to be Wicked the movie.
Yes.
I obviously have mentioned it on here before. I am a huge musical theater geek. Wicked the movie has been quite a production journey for years and years and years. They were originally going to do a movie I don't even know, like 2010, 2012, something like that. And it was going to star the original Broadway cast, Idina Menzel and Kristen Chenoweth. And
I do remember hearing about that way back when.
Yeah. I don't know what happened with the production for that, but it never took off. It never happened. And now we are getting a movie starring... Who is it starring?
I have no idea.
No, I know it, but I wanna hold on.
And this one is on my list. I'm not as big of a musical theater fan as you are, but I still like musicals, and I am looking forward to Wicked. Mm-hmm. I do hope it's good.
Yeah. It's starring Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande.
What?
And as Elphaba and Glinda, respectively. And that's just I'm like, I know that Cynthia Erivo is going to be a great Elphaba. I already know that. I've seen a lot of stuff that she is in. She's a great Broadway actress. She's incredible. Ariana Grande is an amazing singer. Like, people, like, she got famous for her pop music, but people do take it for granted. She did start on Broadway before Victorious, whatever. She started on Broadway. She's an incredible
I've also
singer.
seen her act in Don't Look Up, so she can act.
Yeah. It has a great soprano range. I think that she can do it. I have no idea what to expect from the dynamics in this movie. There have also been a lot of behind-the-scenes drama a little bit with Ethan Slater and Ariana Grande. Some of you might know Ethan Slater as SpongeBob from the SpongeBob the Musical. So that's interesting. Also, Jonathan Bailey is going to be in it, as Fiero, which is that's great. I'm very much looking forward to that. And it's going to be a part 1. It's not going to be the whole thing. It's going to be Wicked Part 1, I think. So,
I should preface that by saying I'm getting kind of tired of the Part 1 and Part 2s, but if they do it well, I'm still down for it.
Absolutely. Except with Wicked, the thing is, the book is bonkers. I read it a long time ago. In middle school or something, and that was a mistake because it gets real weird real quick. But
I tried to read it around the same time and I could not get into it.
Yeah. But the thing is, there's so much lore going on. There's so much world building. Obviously, like, you think you know the world of Oz from The Wizard of Oz, but this is Gregory, what's his name's? I don't know. But Maguire, right? Gregory Maguire, I think that's his name. The author of the book Wicked. It's his own spin on it, and there's tons of political agendas and subjugation and factions, and there's a lot of things going on, and it kind of makes sense to split it up into 2 parts, because even in the musical, the first act entirely takes place while Elphaba and Glinda are in college together, and they're roommates in college. And then the second half is concurrent with The Wizard of Oz. And so if you tried to squeeze that all into one movie, like, it works in a musical because there's a very specific act break, and you know that there's a time skip, and you know there's different stuff happening, and you buy, this is the same set, but it's different. It's a different place, whatever,
A lot of things happen between scenes, and then they sing to explain what happened.
Well, there's suspension of disbelief, right? For a stage play, but for a movie, it's different. And it kind of makes sense to split it up and to leave it on the cliffhanger of Defying Gravity or the end of Act 2 or the end of Act 1.
And if it's good, I'm down.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I'm excited for it. I'm interested.
I will pair the next couple movies together because I feel like they're kind of similar, and that is Ballerina, the John Wick spinoff, and Furiosa, the Mad Max Fury saga spinoff, whatever the heck they're calling it. I am more excited for Furiosa. I think that might be incredible just because it's George Miller returning. And I don't know. Ballerina, it'll probably be good, but Furiosa, that is one that I am really, really excited for. Just for how good Mad Max Fury Road was.
Mm-hmm. You're gonna be mad at me. I haven't seen any of the John Wicks or Mad Max.
Oh my god. Okay,
I probably should. I know that I'll like them.
Just watch Mad Max Fury Road, and then maybe John Wick 1 and 4. That's all you really need.
Well, I heard that all the John Wicks are good.
Yes, they are all good. But
Okay,
2
well,
and 3 are more just... Like, 4 is the best version of what 2 and 3
Max,
were doing.
I'm a completionist. If I'm going to watch one of them, I'm going to watch all of them.
You know, that's fair. So watch all of them.
Yeah,
and then
eventually.
And then watch all of the Mad Max movies, even though
Jesus Christ.
none of them are good except for Fury Road. Some people are going to hate me for saying that, but my name's Max. I can say that.
What? We're allowed to hate on movies that have our names in them. This opens a whole world of Russian movies for me.
That's how it works, right?
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
What's your next movie?
My next movie is actually okay. Okay, don't laugh at me.
Okay.
I'm excited for Inside Out 2.
That's on my list.
Okay,
I saw
good.
the trailer. I saw them covering anxiety and stuff like that, and I was like, you know what?
Yes.
There is a story to tell there.
Of course, there's definitely different emotions that you learn that you grapple with when growing up, and I'm excited for Riley to get depressed again. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No. But no, I am excited for Inside Out 2. I really hope. Well, you know, it's Pixar. Pixar is. Pixar is better than Disney is when they are doing sequels. They seem to have a better constraint. What is it? What is that word that I'm trying to think of?
I'm not even
control.
It's like
they don't. It's not entirely like, oh my god, look at this from the first movie. Oh my god, look at this from the first movie. I mean, it is kind of, but it can also.
But they have a way of expanding a world that they've already introduced an audience to. And just, I mean, obviously
like Monsters University wasn't that bad, guys.
No, I will say on the record right now, Monsters University is incredible. I love that movie.
I think it's fun.
Anyway, I cannot wait. I think Inside Out 2 might be just as good as the first, and if it's even half the movie that the first was, it'll make me cry. So my next movie, I will stick with animated sequels because while I am hesitant, I'm hesitant to watch this and even get excited for it. I'm still gonna watch Kung Fu Panda 4 though.
Oh, that's not what I thought you were gonna say.
Oh. Okay. There are many animated movies on my list, but I don't even know if there's much to say with Kung Fu Panda other than it's similar to How to Train Your Dragon in that it's such a perfect trilogy. I don't want them to touch it, but they're doing it, and hopefully it's cool. Yeah.
Well, I had no idea that was even coming out until I started looking up stuff that's coming out. So I don't know what to think about that.
Yeah.
But I love the original Kung Fu Panda movies. They're so fun.
They are incredible.
We'll have to see. Yeah.
Yeah.
What I thought you were going to say was Paddington in Peru.
Oh my god. It's pretty much is animated.
Well, he is animated, so it counts.
Yes. Yeah. And Paddington, everyone knows how good Paddington 1 and 2 are. If you haven't seen them, go watch them. They're an innocently incredible time.
Paddington is so much fun. I had never seen them until recently when I got very sick and I stayed in bed and I watched both Paddington movies back to back.
And those movies healed your soul.
This makes me feel better. No, well, you know what? I wasn't even thinking of doing that. I was so I was so tired and I was like, I want to go to sleep, but I can't fall asleep because I feel so awful. And my brother had just been to England, and he brought me back as a souvenir. He brought me back a little stuffed Paddington.
Oh my
and
God.
I was like, you know what? I feel like I want to feel like a little child, and I just want to go to sleep. So I picked up my little Paddington bear and I turned on the movie and I sat with it and I watched the movie.
Oh my gosh. And that's what Paddington does. If you're sick,
Heals
it just
the
makes you
soul.
better. Yeah. And hopefully Paddington 3 does that too.
Let's hope.
I guess we can kind of stick with the kids-centric animated-ish stuff because, and I only found out about this when I was researching movies in 2024, there is a fully animated Transformers movie coming out. And it's called Transformers 1. And at first I was like, oh, okay, yeah, this is probably going to be fun. Maybe straight to Netflix. No, it's full theatrical. And then I looked up the cast. I mean, we're talking Chris Hemsworth as Optimus Prime, Brian Tyree Henry, Key from Key and Peele, Lawrence Fishburne, John Hamm, Scarlett Johansson. Like, what the heck is this movie?
Hold on. His full name is Keegan Michael Key. You know that, right? His name
I
is
know that.
Key. Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
No, his name is Key and Peele.
Yeah. Jordan
yeah,
Peele was not in the name of that show. It was just Key and Peele was his full name.
No, and is his middle name.
Absolutely, yeah.
But yeah, maybe this movie will be terrible, but I have never really expected, animated superhero-ish movies, and then along came a spider, so maybe this movie could be amazing.
Who knows? Clarification
Yes.
question. Is it Transformers 1 ONE or Transformers 1 WON?
It's Transformers Juan, Juan.
Oh!
No, I'm kidding. It's ONE.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, totally different direction. That would be interesting.
Is there a Transformers named Juan? I don't know.
I don't know. There's one named fucking Bumblebee. They can be named anything.
There's so many dumb names for Transformers. I can't even get into it. It's freaking
Why'd you name this
Blitzwing
one
Starscream.
Bumblebee? Why'd you name this one Bumblebee? Is yellow. that's the thought process.
Bees Bumble. I don't know. Anyway, what's your next movie?
My next one is one that I saw the trailer for it very recently, and I thought it looked like so much fun. It looks very camp and just like a right good time, honestly. So, my next one is going to be Lisa Frankenstein.
Oh, I saw that one. I didn't put it on my list, but
At first I was like, okay, so the trailer is kind of like this girl is like super depressed and morbid and like doesn't want to hang out with people and just only wants to hang out in the graveyard because she has a crush on a dead boy or something, right? And then the boy like comes to life as a zombie or Frankenstein or whatever, and he's like Cole Sprouse. So it looks no, he is Cole Sprouse.
Oh.
Yeah, he's played by Cole Sprouse.
It could be the other one. Is he even still acting?
I think he was in one of those after movies, right? Sorry. Oh, the other day, totally weird side tangent. The other day, I met a man called Zach Cole. And my head the whole time was like, you're named after the one of the characters and one of the actors from Zack and Cody. That was just my head the whole time, and I was like, I'm so sorry that I'm like this. I didn't say that to him, but I was flabbergasted. Anyway, also it has Carla Gugino in it, and anything with Carla Gugino in it has to be good. or is good by virtue of having Carla Gugino in it. So
I don't know. She's in
am excited for
Watchmen, and Watchmen isn't incredible. I could get into a rant. I don't know why I started talking about Watchmen.
You know what? I'm talking about recent years. How about that?
Yeah.
But it looks really campy. And I love a good camp flick. I'm excited for that. That looks fun.
Mm-hmm. My next movie is a sequel. Honestly, this should be in my maybe category.
Is it
but
Joker
I'm still...
the musical?
No, that is definitely on my good list. I'm so excited. Honestly, we can talk about Joker the musical.
Okay, sorry. I derailed it. I'm sorry.
No. I was going to talk about Beetlejuice too, but what's there to say?
Oh. What? Wait, they're making a second Beetlejuice? Why?
Yeah, and it's got... What's her face? The girl who played Wednesday Addams.
Oh. It's got what's her face in it. You know, the one girl.
You know, with the face. Beetlejuice 2, maybe it'll be good, maybe it'll be horribly terrible. I don't know if Tim Burton has his hands on it, so that I don't know. But I want to talk about Joker Folie à Deux because oh my god, I'm so excited for this.
Yeah, I'm very excited also. Again, much like Wicked, the music, I don't know what to expect from this. I mean, I know, actually, that's not true. I know what to expect from Wicked.
Yeah.
I know what I expect from it. But this, I don't know what to expect from it. And
I'm assuming all of the musical scenes or situations are just going to be inside Harley Quinn's head. But just that in and of itself, I'm so excited to see. And maybe that's horribly wrong. I don't know.
I really loved Joker. And I really loved that they announced that there was going to be another one and then it's going to be musical and Lady Gaga's going to be in it. That sounds so much fun. But what I don't miss and what I hope doesn't come back is all of the guys on the internet. Well, this is my Joker. Everything is I relate to the Joker so much because I'm tortured soul. Blah, blah, I'm a man. Blah, blah. Shut the fuck up. You are stupid.
Or people that are saying like the Joker.
Evil.
Yeah, the Joker works because it's not woke. Like, get over yourself.
Ugh. They're like, the Joker movie speaks to men because blah, 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 blah. Shut up. It's literally about the Joker. He's literally evil. Like, stop.
That's what I'm most excited about the sequel is for, honestly, I feel like Todd Phillips wanted to make this movie because he put the wrong message out or people interpreted the wrong message when he made the first one. Because I mean, he's made hangover films.
Yeah. Well, so. I don't think he put the wrong message out. I think it had a very clear message, and I think people are media illiterate.
Yes. I can't stop laughing. You just got a butterfly. Is that plastic?
Sorry. I'm cracking Max up because I have a little butterfly finger puppet that I got from a Secret Santa thing this holiday season, and I'm just flying it around my camera.
I don't know why, but my first thought was that you killed a butterfly and somehow
and I'm wearing its corpse on my finger. Oh my god!
Yes, that's why I was laughing.
Brutal.
Anyway, I'm gonna switch it up and talk about a TV show that I'm anticipated for. And honestly, this is the only one that I'm really, really excited about. Maybe it'll be terrible, but live action anime adaptions have been pretty good from Netflix in the past. So I'm excited for the Avatar live action show.
I'm sorry. Death Note was good?
No, I'm talking about One Piece apparently and Yu Yu Hakusho.
I did not know that One Piece was a Netflix concoction.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Apparently it's good. I watched the first episode of that and it was all right.
I was like, I'm sorry. You think live action Netflix adaptations of anime have been good? You thought Death Note was good?
I also haven't seen 99% of their live action adaptations because there are a whole bunch of them that Netflix have made. So I don't know. Maybe it'll be terrible. But everything that I've seen from the promotional material
I think it looks good. The trailer is like spot on with the original Avatar trailer, and it's like like shot for shot recreation of the cartoon trailer. So
I was
seems
worried
fun.
the creators of the original animated show were involved in this Netflix show until they left for creative differences, and that
Oh
worries me.
no.
But still, I'm excited. I can't
Mm.
help but be.
Yeah, well, is that the only TV show that you have on your list, you said?
I have two more, and honestly, I have
Okay.
a bunch other that I'm like, is this coming out in 2024? I doubt it, but maybe.
Well, because I thought your one, if you only had one, was going to be
Hmm.
Daredevil Born Again.
I have that on, is this coming out this year?
I don't know as of now because
If it's coming out in 2024, then hell yeah, this is on my most anticipated list. But
well, I think it was supposed to, and then a couple months ago they scrapped all the scripts. So I don't know when it'll come out.
yeah, it's not
But
filmed yet.
it still says 2024 on the internet.
At least, like, not all of it has been filmed yet. I mean, maybe
Yeah.
some of it has, but it's not coming out
But
this year.
let's talk about that for a second. I don't know how to feel about that because at first they were like, "Oh, it's going to be just a reimagining or continuation of the Netflix
Yeah.
show. It's going to be great." And I was like, "Great," cuz we all love the
Perfect.
Netflix show. It's
yeah,
amazing.
just continue it.
And then they're like, "No, no. we're gonna
this is-
change it all."
This is a soft reboot. I'm like, okay, I guess that's fine. Like, apparently Jessica Jones is still gonna be in this show, and maybe
the same Jessica Jones.
yes, and she's
Okay.
gonna be running her alias investigations. And I think Punisher, last I heard, he is gonna be in this show. I would love to see like Spider-Man make an appearance in an episode of this.
I wouldn't. I'm gonna put that out there right now. I
Really?
wouldn't. I don't want to see anyone. Okay, Daredevil is such a good show because it's small. It's not small to the characters, but it's small in the scope of the world because it takes place in the quote unquote MCU, or it did until they retconned it, whatever. But it is so self-contained. And yeah, they cross over with Jessica Jones and Luke Cage and whatever that freaking Defenders was. But what makes Daredevil so good is that it's so focused on its own story. And Daredevil is such an internal character. I don't want him I'm glad that he showed up in She-Hulk and She-Hulk didn't show up in his show, you know? I'm like, that's fine to have a little funny one-night stand of Daredevil, like, walking home in the walk of shame with his boots, but I don't want to see that in his show, you know what I'm saying?
I still think it can work, and maybe I'm biased because I've read a bunch of Daredevil comics that are still incredible, and She-Hulk or Spider-Man will just pop in for an issue and say hi, and
Right,
it still works.
I mean, I know it definitely does in comics, but I think it's just a different beast altogether. I mean, if there's no in a TV show like that, like these kinds of serialized prestige TV shows, if they don't contribute to the story, if they don't have a reason to be there, then they shouldn't be there.
No, obviously, if every cameo that I'm asking for, there needs to be narrative purpose behind it. If it's just a cameo for the sake of seeing a memorable character on screen, then what the hell are you doing?
Yeah, well, I mean, Marvel's been doing a little bit of that recently, so I guess they're asking themselves the same thing. What the hell are we doing? And
you got to make it purposeful.
oh, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see.
I can kind of jump to my next TV show that I had on my list, which is the Amazon Fallout TV series. If you've heard about this or seen anything about it,
not. Tell me about that.
it is about the Fallout video game, and I have no investment in that at all. Never played a minute of any of those games, but I took one look at this series just from the trailer, and it looked really, really good. And Amazon has been pretty good so far with TV shows. I guess now that I'm thinking about it, Invincible Part 2 of Season 2 is coming out later this year. So I guess that's on my list.
Okay, yeah. I did not know that was coming out this year. I thought it was going to be another year, but that's good.
I am not confident that it's coming out this year. I think I heard something somewhere saying that it was coming out sometime in 2024. So maybe.
We'll just have to see.
Do you have any TV shows on your list?
Yes. Well, I do. Well, I said Daredevil, but the other one, I'm anticipating Skeleton Crew on Disney Plus, and I'm gonna be real honest. I'm just anticipating this because I know someone who worked on it.
Really?
Yeah. And I mean, I guess it's interesting to follow some of these surviving Jedi from Order 66, but at this point,
yeah, I'm getting tired of following.
We've
Jedi.
Revisited Order 66 so goddamn much, and I'm freaking tired of it.
It's people at Disney and Lucasfilm, they're like, I have a great idea for a new character. He's going to be a Jedi who, wait for it, survived Order 66. They're like, I've heard that so many times.
They're like, Dave Filoni made it good. Dave Filoni made it good, so we got to keep going back to that well till it's dry. No, leave it alone. Dave Filoni made it good, period. So leave it.
I have Skeleton Crew and Star Wars Acolyte on my is this coming out in 2024 list, because I'm not sure, and are those the same show or are they two different shows? I'm also not sure about that.
They're different. Skeleton Crew is coming out this year. I'm going to be honest, I have no idea what Acolyte is about. No clue.
I remember hearing a little bit about it when I was researching. I saw some actors who I know. Jason from The Good Place. I don't know. I'm pretty sure he's in the Acolyte.
Oh, frick. I used to know his name. Manny something.
Yes.
Manny something. Yeah.
But yeah, there's actors attached to that, so it's definitely a real thing.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, I don't care about it.
I guess.
I guess. I'm just biding my time till Andor comes back.
Honestly, yeah. I also have the TV show or new TV show, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, even though I've never seen the movie.
That's what I was going to say. That was my next one. That one looks really good. I love Donald Glover.
It's just because of who is attached to it.
Yeah.
Like, otherwise, I would not care about this, but immediately I'm like, I might give this a shot.
I saw the trailer, and it looked really good. Yeah, I think it... And Michaela Cole's in it also, so, like... It can't be bad. I love Michaela Cole. I love Michaela Cole. Oh my god. Have you seen I Will Destroy You or I Must Destroy You? What is it? I Will Destroy You? I don't know. Her show.
I have not seen that.
Oh my god. It's so depressing and good. It's incredible. I May Destroy You. That's it.
I'm pretty sure I've heard of that.
It's so good. So good.
I'll put it on my list.
You should, but be prepared to be ruined. It's dark, but great.
I kind of moving back to movies because I have at least a dozen movies that I'm like, maybe I'm going to look forward to that. But before I get to those, I want to talk about Coyote versus Acme, which I'm pretty sure is coming out in 2024. Have you heard of this movie? Really?
Absolutely not.
I remember ranting about it on this podcast a little bit ago. But this is a movie that was shelved by Warner Brothers so that they could get a tax break. And then that whole situation went viral and they got a bunch of people just hating on them online. So then they shopped this movie to other people.
Like with Batgirl.
Yep. And instead of never seeing the light of day, like Batgirl, sadly, this movie is... I don't know who bought it, but I'm pretty sure someone has by now. So we will be seeing this in theaters. And that's just the Coyote who, I guess, finds out that all of the stuff that he gets from Acme is defective, so he tries to sue them.
Oh.
So okay. And I think this is the movie that was written by James Gunn, starring John Cena, I'm pretty sure. So I'm very excited for this.
And it's not the Peacemaker movie?
No. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Peacemaker, the TV show's coming back in like 2025, 26.
Okay. I gotta be sure to watch that first season before then.
That I'm surprised you haven't seen that.
I got so burnt out. I got so burnt out with these freaking shows. I'm telling you. I haven't even finished Doom Patrol. I haven't finished the last season of Doom Patrol, and I'm just like 4 episodes away from the finale, and I still haven't finished it.
I also haven't finished Doom Patrol, but
it's not because it lacked in quality. Doom Patrol is great. I love it, but I'm so tired.
There's so
I'm like,
much
I want
to
to watch
watch
something else. I started Succession because I'm like, I need to watch something else.
Anyway.
Okay, so I have one that it came out at the end of, it's already out. It came out at the end of 2023, but I haven't seen it yet, and I will be seeing it this year in 2024. So I'm very excited for it. Yeah, exactly. All of Us Strangers. Right? Or we were strangers. What is it?
I have not even heard of this.
What? The one with Andrew Scott? Oh my gosh. It looks so good, and I've heard just All of Us Strangers. That's what it is. I've heard amazing things about it. Andrew Scott from you'll know him as Moriarty from Sherlock. Or the hot priest in Fleabag.
I was thinking of Adam Scott from Parks and Rec.
Yes. I think we've had this conversation before.
Yeah, we definitely
get them
have.
confused. Yeah. Adam Scott, Severance, and Parks and Rec. Andrew Scott, Moriarty, Sherlock.
Yes.
But All of Us Strangers, it's like this trippy love story, but this guy is also kind of like hallucinating being back as a child with his dead parents or something. And it's like, it looks really good. And I've heard great things about it, and I really want to see it. So it's on my list.
Well, I definitely got to put that on my list too, because that sounds devastatingly good.
Yeah. He was also in Catherine Called Birdie, which was that that movie that came out on, I think it was on Amazon, and it was really good. I didn't expect it. It was with Bella Ramsey, and that was a really fun movie. Anyway, moving on.
Before I get to my biggest anticipated movies of this year, I kind of want to just rapid fire some of the maybes that I have, because I'm just not too sure about them, and I don't want to spend too much time on them. Maybe The Fall Guy with David Leitch. It's got Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt. Maybe. Could be good. I think it's about stuntmen. Okay. Sonic 3. I enjoyed the first 2 enough. Second one we talked about on my Guilty Pleasures movie. Which brings me to the next guilty pleasure movie that could be alright. Godzilla X Kong, whatever subtitle they have. Could be really, really dumb, but at the same time could be a dumb good time. So the next maybe that I have is Civil War, which I'm blanking on his name, but it's the same guy who did now I'm blanking on the name of the Bubble movie where this 4 lady scientists go into the bubble and find weird plant stuff.
What
is that called? What is that called?
Describe it better. Hold on. I'll try and figure it out.
4 scientists, and they're all women, go into this weird, trippy bubble so that they could get to a lighthouse inside it because a comet
bubble.
landed there.
What?
I don't think you've seen this.
Is it A Wrinkle in Time? No.
No.
They're not scientists in that. I don't know. I don't think I've seen it either. Jeez. What a premise, though. I'd watch that.
Alex Garland, and the movie that I'm talking about is Annihilation.
Okay.
But yeah, I would not care about this Civil War movie. It looks like everything that I do not want to see, but just the fact that it's Alex Garland got me kind of excited. Another one is Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. I really like the last couple Planet of the Apes movies, and this one is not Matt Reeves because he's doing Batman stuff, so maybe, I don't know, new director. And speaking of new directors, A Quiet Place Day One is not being directed by John Krasinski, but I'm still excited for that because I like the franchise. Maybe it's gonna be good. I don't even know if John Krasinski's in this movie.
What? Then why make it?
I think for the fact of, if you've seen the second one, there's a group of survivors on an island, and this is explaining how they, survived and figured it out. But my last maybe is Gladiator Part 2, because I really, really like the first one. It's been so long since the last one, and honestly, I have no idea who's directing it. Ridley Scott is definitely not attached this time, so I don't know. Maybe it'll be fantastic. But
yeah, I don't have any maybes. I'm really an all or nothing type gal. But
I think I just saw it on a list online and I was like, you know what? I would definitely give that a shot, but I'm not
see that. Yeah.
excited or anticipated for it.
The one that I'm like, it's the last one I have to talk about, then you can go and take your most anticipated one. But it's the one where I'm like, yeah, I'll see that. That looks like fun. Is Madam Web, because it doesn't look bad.
I will definitely watch it.
Yeah, it doesn't look bad. I don't know what people are talking about on it. It looks fine.
You know why I'm worried?
It looks like every other superhero movie.
Yeah, because the last movie that Sony came out with was Morbius. And I don't want another Morbius.
I'm sorry. What? You don't want to see Matt Smith dancing like an asshole for 2 minutes of screen time again? I'd love to see.
No. No,
what,
please.
You don't want to dress up in a suit and go to the movie theater? Wait, no, that was for Minions.
Yeah. I'll do that for Morbius. The third release of Morbius.
God, what a train wreck. Okay.
Anyway, I have, 5 movies left, and these I am so ungodly excited for. Cannot wait. Going in descending order, so the last one will be my most anticipated. The first is the Lord of the Rings animated movie called War of the Rohirrim. Rohirrim? Did I say that right? No, definitely not.
It's I'm pretty sure it's the Rohirrim, right? The people of Rohan?
Yeah.
Rohirrim. Yeah, I think it's that one.
But I heard about this a couple years ago, and I just remembered it as I was doing research. But yeah, Lord of the Rings anime. What else do you need to know about it?
That sounds fun. I had no idea that was coming out.
The next one I have is Hellboy: The Crooked Man. Funny enough, I have a similar recommendation in our next segment, but I had no idea this movie was coming out. Maybe it'll be really terrible because I haven't seen any big names behind the camera or in front of the camera, but I'm still excited because The Crooked Man is an incredible comic book story. And the next one I have, Dune Part 2. I mean, what's there to say? Everyone loved Dune Part 1. Part 2 is going to be just as good, if not better.
Yeah, I mean, well, I hope it's better because I watched it and then I'll say this. I remember the kimchi dumplings that I was eating while watching it better than I remember the movie.
I think you're the first person to say, I've heard say anything negative about it. That's incredible.
I didn't say I didn't like it. I liked it. I love sci-fi fantasy world building more than anyone, okay? I love that shit. But it was pretty dull, okay? I was like, where are we going here? And then right when it got some momentum, it ended. And they're like, wait for part 2, wait 3 fucking years. And I'm like, okay, well, these are some damn good dumplings.
You're hurting my sensibilities.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, the last movie that I have on the list, other than Deadpool 3, because obviously that would be on my list,
Yeah,
is...
sorry, I took that from you way early.
I mean, objectively, this is going to be better than Deadpool 3, which is Robert Eggers' Nosferatu. If you've heard anything about this.
Oh, I've only heard vague things.
I mean, if you know anything about the casting, it's going to be incredible. I've only seen set photos, and there's...
Who's cast?
What is it? Bill Skarsgård? Whoever was Pennywise has been cast as Nosferatu.
Oh.
And there's Green Goblin, Willem Dafoe. He plays a vampire hunter.
You said Green Goblin, and my immediate thought was Hal Jordan, and I was like,
Oh
and
my
I went,
God.
wait a second, that's not an actor.
No.
And that is the Green Lantern. I'm really a mess here today, folks.
You were getting there.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that sounds interesting.
With that, I guess we can move on to the next segment, or move on to the consumption corner, where we are just starved for content.
Mm-hmm. So hungry.
Sasha, what have you been
Starved.
consuming lately?
Well, I binged all of Gen Z this week. Well, not this week, in one day. More like one afternoon.
You texted me, and you were just like, "Oh my god, Gen V's great! I binged it all."
I really loved it. Okay, I thought it was a great expansion on the world of The Boys. I thought I really loved the characters. And the powers were super cool, and I liked the mystery, and I thought it was really good, and I hope it plays into season 3 a lot.
All of the stuff.
Season 4.
Yeah, whatever season of The Boys we're on now, but all of the stuff with the blonde girl messing with everyone's memories, loved that so much. But also just
that
the
was
fact
trippy
that
as hell.
I loved all that, but the fact that there's like a virus that's going to play a major role in the next season of The Boys.
Well,
like, I'm sure there'll be a summary talking about that.
Victoria Newman has it. Victoria Newman has it, and everyone is afraid of her. And I'm like, I don't know what she's gonna do. But
I wasn't ready for her to play such a big role in that show.
Yeah, well, because the main character of Gen V, what's her name? Fuck.
I have no idea.
Oh,
Blood
dang.
Lady.
No. She's really cool. M. Just start with an M. I don't know, but she has the same powers as Victoria Newman.
That was such a cool reveal.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Because it makes
Marie.
sense.
Her name is Marie.
Yes.
And she has the same powers as Victoria Newman. And I don't know, Marie and Jordan are my favorite characters and my favorite ship, and I love them. So that's so cool.
Yes. Well, I finished The Last Olympian, and I have a little bit. Okay, good. Easily my favorite of all of them. I love battles that last an entire act of a story. Just love it.
It's like 2 acts.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like half of the book, not just an act.
Well,
but I have kind of met a crossroads where I could continue reading just onto the Heroes of Olympus, or I could focus on the Dune sequel, Dune Messiah, or I could go on to Lord of the Rings, which I know I've been meaning to read for a while. So I'm just gonna shoot it out into the internet. Maybe someone will comment. What should I do next? I don't know. I'm an indecisive bitch. So.
It's funny because I just started The Last Olympian today because I finished my other book yesterday, which was Iron Flame. It was the sequel to Fourth Wing, the book that I talked about hating so much, and I still kind of do, but I also kind of love it.
You've curved back around to
it's like
love hate.
Yeah. It's the enemies to lovers of the book, but it's not of the book, of my mind. But it's not to anything. It's both. I'm an enemy of this book and a lover of this book. Because I finished the second one, and it was really good. The battles were super cool, and I love the dragons, and I love all the lore and shit. But I hate And okay, so it's so difficult. I hate the way that this author structures things and writes most things. She's good at writing battles, but some things I'm like, girl, what? But then,
what is happening?
But then she'll come out of nowhere and then she'll slug me in the face with a twist. And I'm like, oh my God, it actually makes sense. Like, it's an actual good twist. And I'm like, whoa, where did that come from? And there was like 3 of them at the end of this book. And I was like, whoa. So I enjoyed myself.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
I probably won't be touching this book, but it's good to know it's not utterly trash.
Yeah. Well, you know what? It is set to come. I mean, like, it's not set to come out as anything, but it is set to be made into a show. At least, you know, a pilot or something. And maybe it'll be good.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll be good
Here's
eventually, 100 years from now when it comes out. But I also, when I finished the book yesterday, I was like, you know what? New year, I am going to try this new app that I heard about called Storygraph, where it's like Goodreads, except it gives you a bunch of pie charts about the books that you read. And I was like, ooh, I want to do that. I want to look at all these graphs of all the types of books that I read and genres and stuff and keep track of all my books.
Okay.
So I spent all of last night just like taking every title on my bookshelf and typing it into this app, and like, it's like, I read this book, I own this book, I haven't read this yet, I didn't finish this book, and it has so many options, and I was like drowning in books last night. Yeah. Like I said, I started Severance. No, not Severance. Succession. I've seen Severance. I started Succession. And I'm only like halfway through the first season. But it's cool. I haven't gotten gripped by it yet. Everyone says, "Oh my God, Succession is amazing. It's so much fun." It's probably gonna be like the end of the season or the second season. I'm just waiting for it to grip me, you know?
I got a couple seasons in, and for some reason, like, I was invested in the show. I wasn't fully gripped, but I stopped watching it just because something else came out, something else grabbed my attention, and I've never gone back to it. I know I need to, but I just haven't. I don't know.
I just remember earlier this year, everyone was talking about the finale and the season 4 and who's gonna get the inheritance or whatever it is, who's gonna succeed. Yeah. I mean, Succession, right? So, I was like, I don't know. I don't know any of these people. I'm
sure it's fantastic.
Maybe I'll care. Yeah.
Yeah. Once we both get into it, we'll have binged it in a day, I bet.
Yeah.
Last week I mentioned that I was going to go to the theaters and watch a kind of okay horror movie called Night Swim.
Oh yeah.
And I figured out that this movie is based off of a short film, so I just stayed at home and watched that short film online, and it was really good.
And you didn't watch the movie?
Nope.
Love that.
But yeah, go watch Night Swim, the short horror film.
The short film,
it's
not the
amazing.
movie.
But yeah.
Well, cool.
Yeah, it's fun. I have also been reading a ton of comics. I don't know why. I just get into moods. Sometimes I play video games. Sometimes I read comics. Just a classic guy. Mm-hmm. But
classic guy things, you know. I'm just a guy's guy. Sometimes I read. Sometimes I read.
Exactly. But I don't know what that was. I really liked the premise of Leaving Megalopolis, which is a comic by Gail Simone. I thought in execution it wasn't as great as that initial, you're thrown in and you got to realize what is going on in this world. But definitely give a read to Leaving Megalopolis. Like I said earlier, I have also been reading Hellboy the Crooked Man, and just out of coincidence, I found out that there's a movie coming out with that same plot. But yeah, read that. Terrified the hell out of me. I read it at like 2 a.m. in the morning as soon as I got back to bed, and I couldn't go to sleep for a little bit after that just because of some of the imagery. I've been reading a whole bunch of the Sandman first omnibus. I've also been reading Ed Brubaker's Immortal Iron Fist. Just makes me sad about the Iron Fist show because that's a really good comic. But yeah, I just been reading a whole bunch. I guess
Sick.
I will also have binged Echo by the time we record our next episode. Maybe
Oh.
that's going to be great. Maybe
Are
it'll
they
be
dropping
terrible.
it all at once?
Yes, I think next, I want to say Tuesday, they're just going to be dropped all 5 episodes. They'll be released, which is really scary because originally it was supposed to be 6, and apparently it wasn't good, and they edited it down to 5, and they still didn't like it. So rather than coming out weekly, they're just letting it all go.
Ugh, not a good
I,
sign.
yeah, I'm going to binge it, and I will let you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Good.
Tell me if it's good. If it's good, maybe I'll think about watching it.
Maybe I come back to record next episode and I'm just like, Sasha, I watched 2 episodes and I couldn't watch anymore. Like, that's worst case scenario.
That'd be tough. That'd be tough. That'd be a tough slap for Marvel, because you'll watch
Yeah.
anything. No, I'm just kidding.
I will, like, no joke, I will watch anything. If it has a superhero in it, I'm happy.
Yeah. Oof. Yeah. Well, let's hope it doesn't come to that.
Let's really, really hope. But yeah, with that, this has been a Lord's Year of a podcast.
A Lord's Year? What's that?
Like the Lord's Year.
Okay.
God has a year, and it's this one, 2024. God bless us.